Hello, my name's Sasha Swift.
And I'm Alex Thomas.
And you're listening to Titles Mean Nothing. We're back, baby. So, we haven't released a podcast in a few months, is it, maybe?
August 20th, Sasha and Mulk, Trans Rockstar.
So we haven't done a podcast in, 3 months then.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one was all about me and my music. More of which is coming out, by the way. So do listen and look out for it. But we've had some major developments, haven't we?
In our personal lives, yes.
Yeah. No, we're not engaged.
Oh yeah,
Just
that's
to
gonna.
clarify.
Or none of us are pregnant either.
None of us are pregnant. None of us are engaged that I'm aware of. If you're engaged to someone else, I feel like you should tell me. Me and Alex have moved in together.
And we have our own little recording setup studio thing, partly up and going.
It's probably a bit echoey, so maybe in the next couple of podcasts you'll hear a bit of room sound, which we will work to eliminate. But they're very bare sort of white walls in our new little flat. But yeah, it's a recording setup. It's got 2 mics permanently ready to go. I've got a guitar rack. And Alex bought a ukulele as well and is learning the ukulele.
Slowly but surely. I know a little bit of Ramon and a little bit of... Which George song was it?
Any Road. You start
Any
learning
Road.
Any Road.
Yeah.
If you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there.
And so, yeah, we just wanted to let you know we're still alive.
Alive.
Very much alive. It's wonderful to be living together, especially as the UK's second lockdown started yesterday. So we moved in just the nick of time, really.
You know, sometimes like the stars align. We happened to have booked this first week of November off work. Then we found a flat a fortnight ahead of time. And it was like, oh, you need to give a fortnight. And then Boris locked things down again. We were previously 2 separate households, so we couldn't actually view the property at the same time. So I had to have you on a video call, and you had to put quite a lot of trust in me that...
Yeah, I didn't see this flat beforehand.
The moving day was your viewing day.
Yeah. But it's a nice flat. It's full of my shit and Alex's shit. So a ton of plants.
Lots of plants.
Guitars. Microphones.
Pushines.
And Nintendo 64 games. I previously owned every Nintendo console ever released. And they have gone to eBay as they weren't making me happy. Get rid of your shit if it doesn't make you happy. Don't hang on to it.
I like the fact that you've come to minimalism like 5 years after Marie Kondo's book. Do you remember anyone talking about Con Marie?
No.
So, okay, slight sidebar. So, a lady wrote a book called Con Marie, and her name is Marie Kondo, but Con Marie was her process for downsizing your stuff.
So if I called a process Swishaft. No. Swissash.
Swissash, yeah.
Or Thermalix. That kind of works.
Kind of. And essentially
Yeah.
she has a book that's like, okay, focus on this category of things, downsize it, think about these things as to whether or not you keep it. And it goes through, digital stuff, paperwork, blah, 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 but then also kind of your sentimental things and the things that are difficult to let go of sometimes. And a lot of people went through a phase then of downsizing their stuff, minimalism. Yeah. And now you came to move a couple of weeks ago and you're thinking, oh God, how have I accumulated all this stuff?
Yeah, I mean, it was a case of, I'm moving. Do I need these things? Are they making me happy? And if they're not making me happy at the end of the day, I've got rid of them. One of the things even was getting rid of keepsakes. I looked at my wallet of gig tickets and they're fine. I mean, but there's just more shit I need to move. I don't display them. I don't look at them. And when I look at them, I get a millisecond of enjoyment.
Yeah.
Like, that was a ticket to something I've seen. But what you really take away is if you've seen a film or a band, is the experience. The ticket doesn't add to it. So I got rid of quite a lot of keepsakes, you know. When I got my first roles in video, I was like, I'm going to keep these badges that said I worked in video. When the novelty's kind of worn off that I work in video now, you know. It's
every day.
When I started working in video, I was like, I've reached an unobtainable dream. You know, I'm getting paid to do this creative stuff. Now it's kind of routine. So those badges aren't as important anymore. And I'm thinking now, what else can I downsize? And certainly anything that I can back up digitally, I'm trying to get rid of. And there's no chance of me losing the digital document. I back up everything with Google Drive, cloud storage for the win. And it's wonderful, yeah. It's nice downsizing, but I still have lots of shit, you know. Clothes as well. And when you're trans, there's a bit of a wardrobe changeover. And it can be hard. Like, I've got some nice T-shirts in a medium, but a medium's not very flattering on me anymore. You know, I'm not large by any means, but Alex got me into like wearing T-shirts that were like 5 times too big for me, and it's just so damn comfortable. You know, and with a good pair of leggings, you know, it's a nice outfit.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
With you still working from home, that's your kind of go-to now, isn't it?
Yeah, leggings and big T-shirts is what I live in at the moment, and then suddenly wearing leggings and a medium T-shirt just doesn't cut it anymore, or you know, it's tight around the old boob area, which, you know, is more prominent than previously. And yeah, we're both making laps and bounds. We ordered dessert takeaway for the first time ever.
Oh,
vegan
God.
Dessert takeaway.
Vegan banoffee waffle. My God.
And Alex watched the Spider-Man films with me. Now, let me just clarify my position on the Spider-Man films. I've still never ever seen an MCU film. There's something like 24, and I'm not willing to invest my time in that, you know.
Yeah, because say each one's, 2.5 hours each. That's like 50, 60 hours.
Yeah. When I don't think I'm really going to enjoy them. And, you know, I really like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man films. Probably for the reasons people
Hate them.
hate them, yeah. And I love emo Peter Parker. And I think you enjoyed them, didn't you?
I like the goofy bits. Yeah. Because, I didn't go into it wanting to watch a superhero film.
Yeah.
I'm aware of the memes. So when the memes came up, I was engaged.
Great,
in between the memes, I was like, oh, okay, following the story.
The third film is Meme Central, isn't it? Yeah.
Meme City.
Yeah.
And James Franco, I never put down as a good actor, but he can wink and eat at the same time, which turns out to be really difficult.
Yeah, we tried the wink and eat at the same time from the third film. It's hard. And Willem Dafoe's a great actor. Tobey Maguire is a great actor. Maybe a bit old for the role, but, you know, he's a good...
A very rubbery face when it comes to crying.
So we spoke to our friend Guy the other day about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, because, you know, I keep up to date with these things, even if I've never seen, you know, an MCU film. They've been out 12 years now, hasn't it? Iron Man was 2008. See, I know. And I was saying, well, maybe I'll watch the new Spider-Man. And he said, well...
Then you'd have to watch this Captain America thing.
If you want to watch Spider-Man, you've got to watch Captain America Civil War, which the new Spider-Man is introduced in, Tom Holland. But then he said, if you've got to watch that, you've kind of got to watch this. And that's the problem. I feel films with that much continuity, you can't just jump in.
I generally like the idea of a universe, a world, but it seems
24 films seems excessive. There's as many James Bond films as there are Marvel Cinematic Universe films. And that series has only been going on 12 years. Surely 24 films can't all be of a really high quality.
Not in my view.
Especially in such a short space of time. I mean, the Bond films, you know, they're variable, but you don't need to watch, you know, bloody Live and Let Die to understand Casino
Skyfall
Royale.
Yeah.
You don't need to watch any of the previous Bond films. They're standalone. You know, I will make a lot of enemies disliking the MCU films. I mean, I only dislike them in theory. I am open in that you know, there is a part of me that says I will watch them with good reason to. Maybe I'll hold off for a bit. For instance, if it was a charity thing, or if enough listeners of this podcast wanted us to watch the films, we'd consider it, wouldn't we?
Maybe record our
Yeah,
reactions.
If there is any demand for someone who has never seen an MCU film to watch the entire MCU through, we will create a Patreon. You can pay us, or we'll choose a charity, and we will watch the films through and comment.
I feel like there was a TV show called I've Never Seen Star Wars, which was a similar kind of
that's true,
principle. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't anticipate liking them, but I'm open-minded. When I first got the Spider-Man, I got Spider-Man on videotape in about 2003, the original one, with Tobey Maguire, and I thought, oh shit, why has someone bought me this? Like, I'm gonna hate this. But I thought I'd give it a go. And I was like, wow, I am pleasantly surprised. This is goofy. You know, I think superheroes, the genre takes itself too seriously at times, and that's what my beef, yeah. Whereas that's why I liked, you know, Tobey Maguire walking down the street, like, strutting his stuff. He's the misfit, you know, he is a misfit. I'm a misfit, but, you know, I don't have any web. Anyway, we've got some nice podcasts coming up, haven't we? We've got All Things Must Pass, a 50th anniversary celebration of All Things Must Pass. And yeah, lots more exciting stuff coming up. So stick with us and we will provide.
So that's been a little update from Alex Thomas. And Sasha Swift.
Oh, and me too, yeah, and Sasha Swift, yeah. Alex Thomas and Sasha Swift.
At titles mean nothing.
Titles mean nothing. We don't say it together.
Or do we?
Or do we? Thanks for listening.
All
See
right,
you soon.
bye folks.